Okay, welcome back. Today we are going to look at the second part of our SEO series, and today we'll be looking at image optimization. Right, as you can see with me, here is my website that I created for the purposes of this tutorial. And as I said before, this is just a fictitious website. So let's move on. You'll agree with me that sometimes we go online and we look for something like a product or a service, and in this case I'm going to use an example of a house. Okay, I want to buy a house, so house buying. I click enter. Okay, and as you can see, I have so many results as a result of my query. Yeah, and here they are. But sometimes this is not enough. Yeah, we want to look at the product, see how it looks like, so that we can make a decision. In that case, we are going to do an image search. So we click images. Okay, and there you go. All these are images of houses. Houses, of course, people with houses and so forth. Yeah, let's look at another example. Let's say we want to buy shoes. In this case, not just any shoes, but sports shoes. Okay, so you click enter, and there you go. All those are shoes, right? All those are shoes, and they come as a result of the query we made. Okay, I've just chosen Google for this example, and I'm sure the same is true for all these other search engines. For example, Bing. Let's look at Bing. Let's just do the same query again. Say paste. Oh, sorry for that. Let's say buy ladies shoes. Alright, ladies shoes. Click on images. Okay, and there they are. So these images, as I mentioned, they're just there to help us make a decision. Maybe I like this kind of a shoe. Okay, and as you can see, there it is. I can always view the image. View the image like that. There it is. I can view the image, or I can right click again and do what? View the image information, for example. Okay, anyway, we are not going into all that. Today we are just going to look at how to optimize our images for search. Okay, now why do we need to do that? Sometimes when a client looks for a product or a service, among those results, if say we move to page 2 of this query, let's move to page 2. Right, yes, here you are. You can see the images, right? The images, and these images help the client make a decision. So you may be out there and you're selling your goods and services, and some of these goods and services need images to better explain to the client what exactly you're offering. Right, now back to our restaurant. As you can see, it's quite colorful, and we have images of Kenyan dishes. Here we have roast meat. I'm sure most of you like nyama choma. Of course, that is githeri, chapatis. Yeah, there they are. Now let's optimize these images. Very quickly, I go to my folder. As I said, this is not a hosted website. This is just on my local machine. So I'll just come to my folder, which I believe is the same thing. The same criteria works for your hosted website. Just go to your backend and you'll find that folder. Come to your home page. In this case, mine is the index home page, and I'm going to open it with a notepad. Okay, as you can see, there's my code. So in particular, which images do I want to optimize? let's go back to my site. These dishes, yeah. So I'll also need to identify the names of the images. So I'll come to my folder, my root folder, and I'll go to my images folder. I open it, and here they are. Okay, let me try and make them a bit bigger so that you guys can see. A bit bigger. Okay, fine. There they are. No, that's not the case. Okay, there they are. I hope you can see. So this is one of them: banner, banner 2, and banner 3. So banner 1. Let's start with banner 1. Okay, I go to my index page. I'm going to scroll very slowly so at least you guys can see where it is. I'm going to go very slowly, and I'm sure by now some of you have spotted it. Here it is: image source, images / banner 1. Let me highlight it like that. Okay, now for those of you wondering what is all this, image source just means the source of the image, yeah? And where is that? It's in the images folder. Okay, but what is that? Images folder. This is what I'm talking about. Images folder in our root folder. These are common. It's a common structure for most websites, if not all websites. So here it is. I'm going to double click it just for you to see. There's banner 1, image 1. Okay, I'm just going to close that. So just for preview sake, banner 1 for the first image. So here I come, banner 1. Okay, in the images folder, which is the source, and it's in JPEG. JPEG is just a format for the image. That should bother you. So what I'm interested in is this little bit here, alt, ALT. So you may be wondering, what is alt? What is alt? Alt, if I may just briefly explain what it is. Here are my notes. Alt is an abbreviation for attribute, the attribute of that image. So what is an attribute? Attribute is simply a small piece of text or a small piece of tag that you can use to describe the image. Okay, and in this case they are important because screen readers, especially for people who are visually impaired or blind, read those alt tags so that they can be able to assist people who are visually impaired. So screen readers for the blind and visually impaired will read out this text and thus make your image accessible. Okay, so it is very, very important that you remember that. Now another thing with alt tag, it's also used for the SEO purposes, right? SEO purposes. So what do I mean by SEO purposes? For example, we did a small demonstration about shoes, and as you can see on the second page, we had images on shoes. Okay, and if, for example, if say this was your company and I wanted to buy this shoe, all I'll do as a client is click on that link, or rather click on that piece of that image. Okay, then it will bring me to this interface, or rather to this page, and from there I can see your website, right? And then I'm going to click it. Remember, this is just an illustration. This is just an illustration, and there you have it. Fine. Now back to our tutorial. Okay, now how do I do that for our tutorial? As I earlier mentioned, we are optimizing the first image, and what is it? It's roast meat. So I'm going to come to my code, in this case index.html. I'm going to identify the first image, and as you have all seen, it's the roast meat. So roast meat, I'm going to put it that way, roast meat. Okay, I can add small dash for Kenyans. They know it as nyama choma, like that. Okay, There you have it, nyama choma, right? And then I'm going to save. I'm going to save that. Fine, let's see. I'm going to come back to my page and I will refresh. And there is my first image. Let's see, inspect. You can come to your image, okay, wait for it to come on the slideshow, although it's not necessary, but just for the sake of verification, just come to the image. I hope I was not very fast. That was not very fast. And then let's see, that's the div. Okay, that's a slider. Let me not get into detail, but what I can assure you is that that particular image has already been optimized, because we have what? We have added the alt tag. We have added the alt tag roast meat nyama choma. Okay, fine. So we move on to the next image. In this case it's the banner 2. Let's see. Look at your slider. The first one is already done. Okay, let's wait for it. Here is the second one. Yeah, in case you're not Kenyan, we call this githeri, maize and beans. Just that, maize and beans plus other wonderful things that they add. So just for the sake of confirmation, banner 2, there it is. Okay, I can double click it so that you can see maize and beans. Wonderful. Okay, so I come back here, alt tag, and in Kenya we call that githeri. There you have it. Then I click save. And now for the last image in our banner 3. There you have it. This is just flatbread, but in Kenya here we call it chapati. Very delicious. Alright, let's add that alt tag to the third image. Fine, I'm going to call it flatbread, and just add that as chapati. Okay, there you are. Very good. Save, of course. Come back to your website, and you can refresh. There you are. Okay, let's see. View element. Click on that. Okay, go to the div. Alright, fine. I'm not quite getting to the image, but at least I'm sure that you guys get the idea. So make sure that for your website, whenever you have images, all images should have an alt piece of text, or rather should have an alt tag. And for that, I say thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, and have yourselves a nice